What's up, guys? Welcome back to another fine edition of Sunday Swim here at Matty Fish. So if you guys saw earlier this week, we got 3 cichlids that I've been waiting on for quite some time. They came from Ron's Cichlids. I did a little unboxing video. If you haven't seen that yet, I'm going to put the link in the description below for you. A couple of things to get into before we start looking at everybody. We'll get a little more in-depth look at the new guys a little bit later on in the video. We're going to talk about what's going on with Paludarium plans. Some things are changing in the shrimp and mosquito fish / now guppy tank. I'll show you guys that. And then we're also going to talk about the plans that I'm making for the 112 now. Finally going to get rid of some of those females in there and change some things up. So with that being said, thank you guys for all the love and support. We now have over 1,000 returning viewers, and we have just over 400 subscribers. So guys, please, if you want to see more out of this channel, let me know by liking, subscribing, hitting that notification bell, so that we can do bigger and better things with this channel for you guys. Anyways, let's get into it. We're going to talk about the 112 first today. So I finally stopped being lazy, cleaned this glass pretty well this week when I did a water change. As you guys know, a couple of newer additions in here. This Eastern Happy Cichlid, pretty guy right here. And also the Nairi that's been in here, the piebald throw-off, for a few weeks now, but he's finally starting to pop on his color again, so very happy for that. Seems to have found his place a little better with the addition of the Eastern Happy, distracting the 2 big guys, the Bumblebee and the Maylandia. So again, we're going to change this tank up. I think I'm going to get most of this flatter stone out of here. Maybe that really big piece will stay here. But it's just kind of getting a little bit worrisome. I think I stacked them well enough that when they dig, obviously nothing bad has happened yet. But I don't know if you guys can see from this angle. Actually, let me go to the other side of it. So let's see if we can see it here. Yeah. So if you guys can look and see, it's leaning a tiny bit. I don't think I have to worry about it going anywhere for now, but you know, I just want to rescape this tank so I don't have to worry about it too much. And I'm gonna have to pull all the rocks out anyways when we grab the females that we're taking out of this tank, so why not? So we're gonna start that process here in the next couple weeks. If you guys have any types of fish that you think you would like to see in here, maybe make some comments in the suggestions in the comments below. We'll see if they can fit in with who's going to be staying here and who I plan on bringing here. So now let's talk about the shrimp and guppy tank. So things are changing in here, right? We got some substrate on the bottom now, a little more plant. I left some of this netting exposed in the hopes that this plant is going to start growing over it and kind of take over. I have some more plant coming on the way, and then I also have 10 shrimp on the way that I ordered. I got 5 cobalt blue shrimp and 5 fire cherry shrimp coming, so we'll bring a little more color to this tank. And we'll see, because, like, you know, originally, like I said, this was going to be some kind of feeder colony, but I've decided to get a little more color and throw some things in here that are not going to end up being feeders. So we'll see which direction this tank kind of goes. My idea for this tank is kind of just to let shrimp colonize now, let guppies colonize, and I'm going to give them lots of plant and fauna for them to do so, and hopefully this will kind of become like a little underwater aquatic garden of sorts, so to speak. and I'm probably going to add some more snails there. Looking for some smaller snails. I don't mind if we put some snails in this tank that are going to be quite prolific and breed. That's okay. I kind of just want this to be like a little nano ecosystem, so we're going to see where that takes us. Now we're going to go talk about the plans for the Paludarium and the next stage of that. Alright, so we've completed stage 2 of our water testing. It's been about 72 hours. You see it's down just a tiny bit from where I marked it, but that is evaporation, as it's quite cold outside right now, so we've been running the heat inside a lot. So first we need to finish the stand, and I need to get rid of this silicone here. It's kind of like a construction zone over here. God bless my wife for not being too upset about me having something like this going on in our apartment. But I did start drawing plans. I put a little post of the plans I was working on for this. If you guys haven't seen that yet, go check out the post, comment on it, let me know what you think. It's kind of like a little rough sketch of what I think I want to do with the Paludarium. All in all, it's going to end up giving us about 50 to 60 gallons of water. I kind of want to do a wetland filtration below the waterfall, and then have each edge with its own 2-inch wide box that the water is going to flow out of that retention pond into, and then have the water level 2 inches lower than that for the main water, and then kind of have it flow over, such as like an infinity edge. I know it's kind of hard to picture right now, but I think you guys will see. So the next stage that's going to happen with this, I'm going to drain this down later today, and I'm going to clean it up fully now that the reseal is complete. Maybe polish the glass a tiny bit, just kind of get things set up, and then I'm going to mark off everything for where I want certain things to end and stuff like that. For example, we're going to come out about 8 inches here for our false bottom, and then it's going to cut across and kind of make like an odd trapezoidal shape. You guys will see. It might be hard to see once I get it taped off still, but I'm going to start measuring and taping off where I want everything to go so I can build my walling, my retention walling, and start doing my false bottom stuff. I can work on that while I'm working on getting the stand finished. So we're going to start getting into that portion of the Paludarium, and this is kind of a learn as you go. I've never built a Paludarium, and I feel like this is going to be a fun project. So I think we've talked a little bit about what I've thought I'm going to put in here. I think definitely at this point it's going to be some mud skippers, perhaps some larger, more colorful killifish, and maybe one variant of spiny eel, whether that's a peacock moray or perhaps a fire eel. Haven't quite decided on that yet. And then, you know, we're working on the rest of the stocking list. This is kind of build as we go. So if you guys have any ideas, please leave it in the comments below what you think you might like to see once this does come to fruition. If you're not familiar with the Paludarium, that is essentially part land, part water. So I can have aquatic, semi-aquatic, and I can also have non-aquatic creatures in here that live in a very humid environment, such as amphibious creatures, copepods, isopods, things like that, springtails. You know, so the sky's kind of the limit. This kind of needs to, the idea behind this is to build it so that it becomes its own sustainable ecosystem, and I don't have to do too much with it, hopefully, other than feed some of the larger guys, you know. But we'll talk about that more as we come along and progress in this build more. Now let's go to the big boy tank real quick. So everybody in here doing really well. Again, if you guys haven't seen the unboxing video from Cichlid's, go check it out. Here's one of our new boys, this nice beautiful Malawi hawk right here. It's got a little bit of sheen and a little bit of color right now. Obviously was not expecting him at the size that I was getting him to have full color right now, but he's definitely showing some signs that he's going to start coloring up. These guys do take a little while because they do tend to be on the larger side, right around maybe a foot perhaps, depending on the tank. The you put them in and how you raise them and feed them. Right now, this guy's about 5.5, a little skinny. We're gonna chunk him up just like the rest of our guys are. Got this black-orange dorsal lithobae. If anybody saw at the end of the unboxing video, he took a flying leap into spill. He's doing just fine though, guys. I told you not to worry about him. Accidents do happen. And then the last new guy, this Copidiochromis lapingo Moloto ivory head cichlid. So these guys are still kind of getting themselves acclimated to this tank. They've only been in here since Thursday evening. It's now Sunday morning. And their colors are only going to continue to improve as they grow a little bit larger and also as they kind of find themselves in the ranks. So speaking of ranks real quick, this guy right here really feeling himself the last couple days. Dolph Lundgren. Yeah, I know. Our blue dolphin fish. Really up there. I'm pretty sure he's number 2 right now, maybe number 1. I told you he was going to make a push, and we'll see what happens. But Star Sapphire is still up there in the ranks. I think blue is slowly losing his rank, especially with the addition of the new guys. We're definitely going to see a little more shifting in the ranks, so be on the lookout for that, guys. I'm sorry, I'm running out of time on this video right now, unfortunately, so we're gonna have to end it a little bit shorter than I wanted to. But everybody in here doing really well, and you know, I think that right now blue is making a push for boss, or Dolph is making a push for boss. Our blue dolphin, Star Sapphire is up there. The OG boss still kind of up there, but there's definitely a power struggle right now, 1 through 3.